Hi, this is Mandy with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's class is Opportunity Marketing and Checklists. So, this was one of the Choose Fridays, and that's what received the majority of the votes. And so, that's what we will cover today. It's a deep dive into a couple of items within an opportunity. So, some things are assumed. So, we'll go through some things today, but it's assumed that you're familiar with opportunities, how to create them, and things like that. But if you have any questions, maybe you haven't jumped into opportunities just yet, again, you can always go to our YouTube channel. We have tutorials that will walk you through how to create those opportunities. And again, you can always reach out to us as well if you have questions about that. So, the things we'll show you today are marketing within your opportunity. It's listing marketing. We're also going to take a look at opportunity checklists and how you can adjust those for individual opportunities, as well as templates that you can make for all of your opportunities. And lastly, we'll go over client updates, how your system will actually update your clients automatically for you as you proceed through their opportunity and complete tasks. It's completely optional, but if you want it to do that, it's something that you can leverage in your business for yourself. So, we'll cover all of those things. And the main point to all of this is it helps you organize your transactions and it's going to save you time and steps and energy. It will help you streamline your marketing within your listing opportunities as well. And overall, just help provide some consistent value and service to your clients, help you really not have to recreate the wheel every single time you go to accomplish something, right? Every time you have a transaction, it'll bring that consistency. So, first things first, let's go ahead and jump into Command here. And there is a little bit of prep work that you'll want to make sure is done before jumping into any command marketing, really. But definitely what I'm going to show you today, you'll want to have just a couple of pieces already done as prep work. I'm not going to show them in detail, but I want to show you where they're located. And again, we have quick tech tip videos that show you how to do all of these items if you're not familiar or if you need them done. And again, you can always reach out to us as well, which, by the way, I don't think I said this. If you are here with us live, you can put the questions in the chat that I did share with you. But if you're watching this back on recording, our email address is support@scottleroymarketing.com, just in case you have any questions while you're watching this. So, for the prep work, we'll go through and I'll show you your marketing profile. Over here on the top right of your screen, let me zoom it in a little bit for you. Top right of your screen, you would click on your name and choose Settings. From there, on the left-hand side, you would go under Connect Settings and Marketing Profile. Now, this is like the bank of all of your information that feeds out into your marketing that you do through Command. It's things like your headshot, your name, your license information. You scroll down a little further, one of your bios is also housed within this profile, and your details like mobile phone, email, website, things like that. They're all here within this marketing profile. We have a quick tech tip video that will walk you through how to fill this out in detail if you ever need it. But this is one of those main things you'll want to make sure are completed before you start any command marketing. Okay, so that's numero uno. The second thing is also setting up your command mail. Over here, top right, you would click your name and choose settings again. And this page that it originally brings you to, it's considered like your applications page, otherwise called your settings. But if you scroll all the way down on this page, you'll see command mail. This is the email platform that Command uses when it sends out your email campaigns, your Smart Plan emails, or even just your one off emails that you send contacts within the Contacts tab. It uses Command Mail. So, right here, there's just two things I want to show you. You'll want to make sure it's set up the way you want it to be. You would click Manage and scroll down. And right here at the bottom, you'll see Email Configuration. This is where you can adjust how your name appears on any outgoing emails and also the reply to email. Now, If you've done any marketing within Command, you know that if a Smart Plan email goes out or an email campaign goes out, it actually sends from the email address of agent, a whole bunch of numbers, at mailer.kw.com. While that cannot be changed, you can adjust the email that any replies from your contacts come back to. So if a contact replies to any of your emails sent out from Command, this is the email address that they would be replying to, and you would receive their responses. So just make sure this is what you want it to be. You can adjust it right here by clicking on the drop down and adjusting with the pencil or the trash can, or choosing one of the existing emails from the list. Okay. And you can type in whatever name you want to appear there. Like if you have a team or a personal brand, something like that, you can put that here. So you can make those changes as you would like. So that's the second thing. Just make sure your command mail is set up the way you want it to be before you start tackling any kind of command marketing. Lastly, of the prep work, you want to go ahead and connect your social platforms to command if you are looking to do like social posts or paid ads through command. And so right here on this same page, right here, again, we went to name and settings. And when you do that, it brings you to your applications page. This is where the platforms are connected to your command, like Facebook. So you'll see right here on your screen for post scheduling. This is if you want to do any social posts on your social, or excuse me, on Facebook through command, you would connect it right here. And notice the red bar down here. If you actually want to connect to do any paid ads, that has moved. And you would click paid ad settings right here. And when you do, it jumps you back to your campaigns tab. I'll go ahead and click on that just so you can see it. But again, not going over this in detail. If you need any assistance at all with this, we have videos that show it in detail. But once you click that paid ad settings, it does bring you back to the portion where you would connect that Facebook page. There you go. So you can see it here. So this is back where you'd work on your paid ad campaigns. Okay. So you'll just want to make sure you're seeing your social platform connected right here if you want to do that. All right. That's the prep work, guys. So let's go back. Let's jump back into command. I'm just going to hit home so that you can get your orientation and know exactly where we are in command for our next step. That's the prep work. Make sure that marketing profile is filled out. Make sure your command mail is set up like you want, and make sure your social platforms are connected if that's something you're going to choose to do with your command marketing. Okay. Next, let's jump into the marketing and opportunities. So I'm going to go over here to the opportunities tab on the left-hand side. You can click the red square if you'd like and choose opportunities. First and foremost, I want to show you the difference between a listing op and or listing opportunity. Let me not abbreviate. A listing opportunity and a buyer opportunity. There are two differences that will affect what you're doing today. So let me click on the agent, and I'm going to just quickly create a listing opportunity that we will use today. So let me do that. Again, not showing this in super detail. I want you, I'm assuming that you are familiar with opportunities and you've created one at this point. If not, again, opportunities tutorial that we have on our YouTube would be great to check out. So just quickly creating a seller one really quick for us, a listing one, creating that on our screen. And then see if I can pop out another one, and I want to show you a buyer one side by side. Just a second. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to jump into my buyer's pipeline right here and grab one of the buyer opportunities. Let me throw them side by side for you guys really quick. Just so you can see the difference. Today's focus will be the listing opportunities, but I want you to see that this is not offered within your buyer opportunity. So buyer opportunity on my right, see the word buyer, and I've got my listing opportunity on my left, listing, okay? Notice on the right-hand side, you do not have the marketing tab on a buyer opportunity. It's because you're not going to market your buyer, right? So you're not going to be preparing social posts advertising your buyer. On your left, you'll see your listing opportunity, and we have that marketing tab, that extra tab right here. We will deep dive into this today, and I'll actually show you how your opportunity changes as you move it through your stages, as you're moving them into different phases and stages. What is offered to you right here in that marketing tab will change based on where you are with that opportunity. It'll be pretty neat. And so that's the first thing, marketing tab in the listing, no marketing tab in a buyer. The second thing is right here. You can link a listing to your listing opportunity, and this will actually help you once we go into the marketing tab down here. So notice that up here at the top of a buyer opportunity, it is not an option. You would actually come right over here under the details tab and fill in your property information right here. Okay. So you would manually enter that on a buyer opportunity once it's time, right? Once they've selected a property and you've gotten it under contract. So differences between buyers and listing opportunities. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and drop off on the buyer one. We'll focus on our listing one. And again, let's go ahead and start with jumping in to select that listing so that our marketing tab will be fully robust and personalized. So let's go ahead and do select from listings. Now, it's okay if you have not synced your MLS to your command just yet. It's okay if you haven't done that. You should still be able to find this listing as long as it is on the MLS. So right here, you have options to search street address or MLS number. Highly recommend MLS number. It's just usually a little more accurate. You are pulling from all the MLSs. So it does help narrow it down as addresses can tend to be duplicated throughout the states. And right over here on the right, something else to adjust. See where it says show only my listings? Go ahead and knock that over to say all listings. It just really helps in the long run. We'll go ahead and put our MLS number here and say search. Looks like our listing right here on the top left. And so once you locate that, you would just hit select. And now you can see that that listing is linked. You get a little notification in the bottom right-hand corner, and now you see your listing right here. Okay. Notice it did go ahead and update under the property details automatically, so you don't have to adjust that. If for some reason when you do link that listing and you don't see it update right here under property, it's okay. Just usually needs to hit a refresh on your browser and it should populate. Give me just 1 second. Thank you. I just want to clear my throat. Okay, it's the most talking I've done all day. All right. And so now that we've completed that, we've linked our listing to our opportunity. Let's go ahead and jump in to the marketing tab. Um, you'll hear me talk today about when you move this opportunity from stage to stage and from phase to phase, that this marketing tab will change. Well, right now, we're in the very first phase, right? We're in the cultivate phase. So I want to show you right now that it's four social pieces, and they have to do with cultivating that relationship with a listing or potential seller, right? You're showing them what buyers love, maybe a trend in the market right now. You're also sharing maybe your client testimonials with them so that you're garnering their trust and maybe they'll choose you as their agent. And then also, do you know the value of your home? So, as we move through these pieces or through the phases and stages today, you'll see these pieces change and be specific for the phase and stage. I just want to take a quick second and show you what I mean by moving your opportunity, just in case nobody is super familiar with that. So, I'm going to pop back out to the sales pipeline right here. This is the same view you would have if you were on the opportunities tab. Okay. This is our listings pipeline right here. And these are the phases that your opportunity can move through. And each phase has different stages. And I'll show you that in a second. But just notice that it's a cultivate phase, appointment, active, as in the listing is now going active on the market or MLS, once it's under contract, and then closed. So let's go back and click on the cultivate phase. And this opens up just a phase view. So you can actually see the phase cultivate. You can see the different stages that are here. It's a watch stage. Now you're beginning to nurture. And then it's a hot opportunity, right? So they would move from stage to stage. And when you hear me say that it's moving, how you move your opportunity through these is you can actually come in here, click on the opportunity, and drag and drop them over to move them through the stages. Okay. And then notice your phases are up here at the top. The ones we were going over: cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, and closed. So I can even take my opportunity up to one of those and see where it turns green behind it. So I can take it and drop it in one of those other phases as well. Okay. And that's what I mean today when we go through and start moving this opportunity into the next phase. You will notice that marketing tab will begin changing. Okay. I just want to make sure everybody's super familiar with moving the opportunity through a pipeline and what I'm referencing when I say that. All right. So now that we've covered that and just the general navigation of it, let's go ahead and jump back into that marketing tab and I'll show you some things in detail. So this was our little opportunity. So I'm just going to click on it and you can see that we're back in the opportunity and we'll choose our marketing tab. Okay. Now that we're here, just a little more general navigation. You may see this blue banner if you've not already exited out. But it is based on the opportunity phase, and they're just giving you that heads up of what I just showed you. There's nothing more to do with that banner. Down here, it says social ad recommendations are away while they move them to the AI powered experience, and they're working hard to bring them back. So they have this banner here, but I want to point out that your paid ad campaigns opportunity is still right over here to the right hand side. So they may come back in a different format eventually here, but we still have a button right here on the right hand side that we can jump right into paid campaigns, paid ad campaigns, and it will actually save you a few steps. Instead of having to come out here to the campaigns tab, choose paid ads, click quick start, and then start sorting through the different ads that you want to run, which I've just listed off like what, 4 or 5 steps. Right here within my opportunity, I can just come right over here to the right and click create paid campaign. And it immediately brings me right into the paid ads. It may take it just a second because it's absorbing all those steps for us. There we go. So it's already bringing you right into a paid ad. It goes ahead and selects the single image listing. This will post on your Facebook and Instagram if you have it connected to your Facebook. And it already uses the Facebook lead form, which means it will auto capture leads for you and automatically populate them into your command contacts. So it brings you right to the page you need to, saves you 4 or 5 steps, and you can just start building your ad immediately. Pretty handy. So let's go back to our opportunity. Oh, let's see if it'll let me get all the way back to my opportunity. There we go. I may have clicked it a couple extra times. There we go. Okay. So click back on my marketing tab within the opportunity. And so that's what the create paid campaign button will do for you, take you right on into that single image ad. Okay. Next, you'll see create design. If I were not happy with any of these 4 social pieces down here, I can always click create design. And instead of having to come over here to my designs tab, click the designs tab, click create. pick which type I wanted to create, that kind of thing. I can do the one touch button right here and click create design, and it should take me right on in to my social imprint pieces within designs. Sorry about it being a little slow today, guys. This is a little sluggish. There we go. All right. And so now you can see I'm already right on my templates right here. I can come in here and choose anything I want to create. Maybe it's a postcard. Maybe it's a social post. Maybe it's a flyer. You can even come over here to your templates on the left-hand side. And since we're under listings, I can come and pick any of these templates that I want. You don't have to. You could move on to a different topic as well, even though it was just for this listing. I can come down here and jump into maybe client love underneath lead generation and choose one of the templates they have for here. They've got thank you card templates. Up here at the top, I could do bifolds, booklets, standard postcards, a little bit of any and everything. You've even, let me jump back up to listings because I have door hangers here somewhere. Hold on, there we go. So under listings and just listed, we've even got the opportunity for door hangers too. So lots of different goodies back here, but this again saves you those extra steps, jumps you right on in to your templates back here for print and social pieces. And maybe you wanted to use them for an email instead. You're looking to do email campaigns or a smart plan. That's fine too. Give me just a second, guys. Let me get a sip of water. Sorry about that. I'm just getting a little scratch in the back of my throat. So if you wanted to use it for emails, you can always come back here and create a social piece, save it as an image, and add it to an email template. We've got a quick tech tip video on our YouTube channel where you can check that out if you would like to. It's fairly simple. You would just download that social piece as an image and you can add it right into an email template, and then you're good to use it on email campaigns or a smart plan email. So lots of versatility in here. Let's go ahead and jump back to our opportunity. There we go. And we came right back to our marketing tab. We'll scroll down a little bit. And we've already mentioned these 4 social pieces that were right here. These are quick touch buttons as well. We can simply just click on whichever one that we want to use. We'll pick the last one here. Give it a click. It should bring you right into the editor for that specific piece. We do have, oh, why did you give me, okay, well, there we go. It gave me an error for a split second, but it went ahead and opened it up. So just FYI, over the last couple of weeks, we've been seeing lots of glitches in the design department. However, that usually is indicative of them creating and updating new features within that tab. So they're just working on some updates on the back end, KW is, and those glitches should be resolved shortly. So you saw that error come up, but it went ahead and brought us into this template, immediately brought us into the editor so we can jump right to business. And if you're not familiar with how to edit designs, again, we have tutorials on that, but I definitely want to show you that over here for KWLS on the left-hand side, because I already have that listing linked to my opportunity, I don't have to come over here and sort through and find my listing again. It automatically brings up all the images from the MLS and also my listing details. So if I scroll down, I also have right here at the bottom the property description from the MLS that I can throw on a piece, or the stats like bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, all kinds of goodies right here that I can, at my fingertips, go ahead and throw onto this specific social piece and get it designed and personalized. Okay. So if the photo that's right here in the back that I probably shouldn't have moved over to the left like that, you can go ahead and just swap it out for the listing photo. It's so easy and it's so quick. So just know that you've got a lot of options in here that should save you some time. Once you're done editing this, highly recommend coming up here, choosing to download this as a PNG and choose download. And the reason being, again, is as long as you save this social piece as an image and download it onto your device, it's easy to throw it into an email template like I mentioned before. Once you're really done, you can come over here to done, save, and it should bring us right back on into our opportunity. There you go. Now, notice over here on the bottom right, bless it, I don't know why it's showing broken image. Let me hit refresh. It should show you the edited piece that you just did. It may need a minute to gather itself. So it should show the image that you just edited. And notice at the bottom now, instead of saying recommended, it actually says you edited today. Now that we've edited the piece, this particular piece will stay under this marketing tab throughout the life of this opportunity. No matter what phase and stage we move it through, it will stay here. Okay. The other recommended items, if you do not choose them, you'll notice that they will change out to other things as we move this through the phases. Okay. So that's what it looks like in the cultivates phase. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to jump back out to our sales pipeline, jump into cultivate. Here's our little listing guy down here. Let's go ahead and move him up to the appointment phase. There he is. And now we'll jump back into the opportunity and show you how that marketing tab has changed. Now notice we still have the create design option, create paid campaign option. Those two will stay there, but our suggested or recommended designs at the bottom have now changed. Now that you are in an appointment phase for this listing, the system is thinking you're going to need that listing presentation. It's right here. You can one click this, it'll take you right into that design editor again. You can remove pages, customize pages, whatever you want to do, make it super personal and go ahead and save it. It will now be attached underneath this marketing tab within the opportunity for the life of the opportunity. And also, just because it's in the marketing tab, when you come over here to designs tab, anything that you have edited will also show right here on your designs dashboard. See the piece that we just edited? That bless it still can't get its life together and show the image, but it should stay right here on your dashboard now that you've edited it. So you can still come to your designs to work on design templates that you've edited and still have it here for reference. Okay, so you can jump into it right here to edit it as well. It's not just always hidden away in your opportunity. Just want you to know it'll be in both places. Let's jump back into the opportunities pipeline. We're going to move our opportunity to the active phase. There it is. And we'll click the name to open it. Click on our marketing tab. Did you see how I did it really fast? But there was an 8 showing in a gray bubble right here. That's letting you know that now we have even more updates here to come and check out. So when we scroll down, again, design stays, paid campaign stays, but now our suggested recommended designs have also updated. It has print options for flyers, social pieces. We'll click the right arrow to scroll through, and it's showing us the piece that we already edited. Again, that stays there for the life of the opportunity. So you can come in here. It does have 3 dots at the top. You can preview or even dismiss. If you absolutely know that, okay, I definitely don't want to use this particular one right here, you can 3 dots and dismiss it if you want. Okay, so you do have those opportunities on all of these if you want to kind of scale it back. And if you want them to stay on the tab, you would just jump in and edit them, and that would make them stay on the opportunity. Okay. So again, print and social opportunities right here, or excuse me, let me use a better word, print and social designs within this opportunity for you to use. Okay. Now that was for the active stage. So again, pretty fitting for the for sale and just listed opportunities and the open house designs. But let's go ahead and jump back out to that sales pipeline, go into our active phase, and we're going to move our opportunity and put it under contract. There we go. Go under contract, click the name of our opportunity, go to the marketing tab, and now we'll see what's changed. Now we have 3 social pieces under contract: post 1, post 2, and post 3. They're all a little different, and you can jump in and edit those as well. Keep in mind, these are not just for social posts. You can run these on a paid ad and you can save them as images as well and use them for email templates. Okay. These are great things, guys, that you could even share with the clients themselves, especially when you're in the active phase, when you're just listing that property. Share it with your clients so they can post it on their own social platforms as well, or share with their sphere, things like that. So it's a great way to get some branding out there. So go back to our pipeline here again. We were under contract. I'm going to find our opportunity and drag it over to the closed phase. It makes me give a close date. Now that it is closed, we'll just choose today, confirm closing date, click on our closed phase, and open our opportunity. Go to our marketing tab, and now look at the pieces. It's just sold flyers that are a print option, a print design, social pieces that are just sold 1 and 2, just a little different graphic there. And you can jump right in, edit these, and send them out throughout marketing, however you'd like to do it. Okay. So that is opportunity marketing. This is again available within your listing opportunities. And so if you have any questions about that, again, if you're live with me here, go ahead and drop those questions in the chat. If you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. But if you have any questions about what we just went over, we're happy to help. The next thing that we want to jump into now, since we covered the opportunities marketing, we'll jump into the checklists. These are the things that will bring consistency to your value and your service and make sure that all of your clients get the same from you every time. That's how you build your brand, right? It's consistency when it comes to your clients. And so, checklists, let me show you what those are. I'm going to go ahead and click on the opportunities tab here. Now that we're here at our pipeline, I think we left our little guy over here on closed. That's okay. I'll just grab a different guy. So again, when you're looking at your pipelines, you can come in here to your listings pipeline or your buyer's pipeline. It doesn't matter because every opportunity has a checklist associated with it if you've built them. So I'll just grab a listing opportunity just to show you. When you're looking at this phase, no matter what phase you're in, you'll notice this little green square rectangle. I know my shapes, really, I do. The little green rectangle right here on the bottom of each of your opportunities. Notice that the numbers are different, like this says 0 of 2, 1 of 8. These are your checklists. These are tasks associated with this opportunity of things that you'll need to do, or maybe your admin needs to do, your team needs to do, just depending on your business setup. But if I were looking right here at this one opportunity and I click the rectangle that is on that one opportunity, I'm only viewing the checklist for this specific opportunity. I'll go ahead and open it so you can see it. Any changes or anything I do right here on this particular screen will only affect this one opportunity. In just a second, I'll show you how to adjust templates that will affect all of your future opportunities. But from right here, just so you're familiar with the checklist, we go over this in detail in our opportunities tutorial, the opportunities and sales pipeline class that we teach. But if you're not familiar with checklist just yet, this is just a general overview. Notice at the top, you have some options. I can hide completed tasks or choose to leave them here. Like you see this grayed out bar right here at the top. I marked this off as completed, and it gives me the date that it was completed and by who. So I can choose to continue to see those or choose hide and it'll go away. You also have the opportunity to create a new task. So if I click create task, I can come in here and say, what phase are we in? This was the cultivate. Um, find on social media and friend or something like that. And you can create a task name of anything you like, choose the different task type that you would like it to be, whether it's a phone call to the person, a text to the person, or other, like a task just for yourself. You can add it in a description, a hyperlink if you need to reference it, change your priority level if you'd like, set a due date for when you want it done, and you can choose whether it repeats or not. So if you want it to repeat, this is a task that would be created for you every or daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or custom. Okay. We're not going to choose to repeat this one and we'll choose create. So now you can see that we just made that task and it has the due date on it and gives a little preview of it's the next 7 days. Once this is done, you can come and mark as complete. Okay. So this is again just letting you know where you can create extra tasks that would only affect the checklist with this one opportunity. Okay. Now, notice you have your different phases here: cultivate, appointment, active. Doesn't look like we have a checklist for the active phase just yet, so it's giving you options to apply a checklist that you've already made or create an individual task. And it looks like the same for under contract and closed. Okay, so that's what a checklist will look like for an individual opportunity. Notice this says client updates. I'll come back to this. Okay, I'm going to show you how to turn those on. And the reason being is when you have a checklist like this, as you, especially like under the appointment phase, goodness, we don't have any, there was one. Okay, so when you're in an appointment phase and you're at the appointment with clients, we have a task to complete. And so when we can complete that, there is the option for a client to get an automatic update that the different tasks have been completed. And I'll show you how to do that after I show you the templates. So I've shown you how to complete a checklist for one particular opportunity. I'm going to go out to, nope, I'm right where I need to be. So right up here, when I'm in my pipeline, see stages and checklists right here. This is where you can personalize the different stages between each phase and also the checklist templates that are applied to your opportunities. So we'll click stages and checklists. From right here, if you're not familiar with the stages, you can come in here and click the pencil and you can adjust the name of the stage, the percentage of probability that it will actually reach closing, and whether or not there's a checklist or a client is going to receive an update. You can also drag and drop these if you want them in different order, and you can even delete them when it comes to stages. For today, let's focus on our checklist. You can see that we already have checklists for this particular stage. And so from here, I can click on this checklist and think of this as like your master checklist, right? Any changes I make to this checklist here will affect all future opportunities. Okay. So when any future opportunity is in the cultivate, watch phase and stage, they will have this checklist applied to them. I can come in here and drag and drop items and move them into different order. I can add an extra task down here at the bottom, and I can check off whether I want this to be an item that a client would get an update about. So this is numero uno. When you're working on your client updates, you'll want to make sure that you've created your checklists. And if you've created checklists, that you have chosen which items they would get an update on. Like, get phone number of the lead is probably not one you would want to share a client update with, right? And so it may be in a different phase, like active or appointment phase, that you would consider marking some of these items as a client update, that they would actually get an email saying, hey, this person or this agent has scheduled the staging of your home. They've scheduled the photographer to take photos, things like that. Okay. That is what it looks like for your checklist templates. I want to show you two things here. I've got a buyer checklist sample. Notice it's the phase on the left-hand side. Let me zoom in real quick. There we go. So you can see this better. The phase is down the left. The stages are across the top. And these are sample checklists that I'm going to drop the links in the chat. If you're watching this back on recording, you can check the description of the video on YouTube, and these links should be there for you. But I'll go ahead and drop these. This is the buyer checklist sample that you can take and save for yourself. You can make a copy of it and make sure you personalize it for yourself. Here's the seller one. Make it a little bit bigger so that you can see again, phase down the left-hand side, stage across the top, and it just gives you some ideas of what to make as tasks in the different phases. Like phase 3, active. You could come, you can just copy these different phases. We were in, what were we in? Are we in a buyer? Nope, we're in a listing. We're in a listing cultivate. So let me jump back, grab the seller one, go up to the cultivate phase. And for right here, like get leads current address, I'll just copy that, come back over to my opportunity, add item, paste. Easy peasy, create. And I just added that task to that checklist. It's that easy, guys. So you can just copy and paste it right on into a checklist. Once you're done, just hit save at the bottom. And you can go through and adjust those checklists for every single stage. And you can make sure you can change those in each phase that you're in. So if I came back out here, I was on cultivate. Now I can go over to appointment, click stages and checklists. And now I have my stages within my appointment phase. And I can go through these checklists, make sure I add items, make sure I remove them if I don't, make sure I can reorder them if I would like to. Or again, make sure that you're checking which one do you want the client update. Yes, I'm glad you just asked that. I needed to give you the seller link. There's the seller link. Thank you for that, Joel. So focused on showing you guys that I forgot to drop the link to you. Let me make sure that's the link and not the buyer one again. Yeah, no, that is the seller link that I just gave you. Okay, good. All right. Okay, from here, I'll go ahead and cancel out of this. That is how to adjust the checklists for all of your future opportunities, right? And so now that we've covered that, I can actually show you in detail about the client updates. Remember, when we were looking at the checklist, you can choose which items get a client update and which don't on the templates themselves, but you can also adjust this within the individual opportunities. So I'm going to back out of this, come back to my opportunities tab over here on the left, just to help with orientation so you guys know where we are. So from right here on my opportunities tab, you'll notice a cogwheel over here to the right. Go ahead and click that. And this is part of the settings for client updates. To be super clear about what a client update is, this is an email. If I scroll all the way down here, you'll see a hyperlink at the bottom to see a preview of this type of email. And again, this is just a sample to show you an idea of what it would look like. It will include your branding at the top. It will have this quick little blurb saying we're checking things off the list. Here's a summary of the tasks completed for, and it will have that listing if it is a listing opportunity. And you'll come back down and it will give you the items that have been checked off of those checklists. It would give you the actual description, not just the demo name. Okay. So it will actually tell them what you've checked off on those checklists. And at the bottom, it will have your branding as well as a download my app link and your Market Center branding. Okay. And any legal footer that you guys need, it will have that automatically on it. So this is what a client update looks like. If you have checked off any of your items on your checklist, your opportunity checklists, the next day, an email will go out saying what has been completed. Okay. Notice it doesn't tell them all the different items you haven't done. It does just tell them what you have done. So I'll click out of the preview. We had just clicked on that cogwheel setting, right? So right here, notice it has brought us back to our command settings like we were in at the beginning of class. And what it's asking us to do is to set up the time that that client update would go out. I highly recommend coming in here. You can actually come in and read all the different steps to this, but I'm giving you the overview. You could just come here and set up a time. If you want it to be every day at noon, when you know people generally take their lunch break, or maybe you want it earlier in the day, so it'd be fresh in the morning, right when they are getting up for the day. So you can come in here and schedule this whenever you would like it to go out to the client. You can say who it is from. It's set to owner, which is the owner of the opportunity, but you can also check if you want it to be sent just to the client and co-client, or the primary client only. And you can also send yourself a copy, also send to owner. Once you've adjusted these how you would like, you can just hit save changes on the bottom right-hand corner. And now that is the first step to setting up the client updates. You want to set the time that those emails will go out. Next, I'm going back over to my opportunities tab on the left. The second step we've already jumped into. You would go to your stages and checklists and make sure on your templates that you have those items checked that you want the client emails to go out to. I've got a question in the chat. Lisa, will this recording be emailed to us? No, ma'am, it is recorded and it will be posted on our YouTube channel within about 24 hours. But you can always go there. We have an archive of this class that we taught a couple of weeks ago that you can go and jump back into. Like if you wanted to do that today, you can always go back in there, slow it down, stop it where you need to, and follow along in your own command, whatever you'd like to do. There's our YouTube channel link. I just dropped it in there for you. Okay. And if you'll be here after class, I can go and find that specific link to the archived class and actually drop that in there for you too once we're done. You're welcome. No problem. So, okay. So first step we did our settings, right? For the time for the email to go out. The second step is to make sure your checklist templates are set up the way you want to. We just went over that, but again, just to show it, let's jump into one part of our pipeline. We're looking at the appointment phase. So we'll look at the checklist for this phase. I recommend going through all of them. Okay. Especially when you're first setting up your checklist templates, go each phase and jump into the checklists. View the checklist for each stage within that phase. And make sure again over here on the right-hand side that you want a client update to go out for this type of task whenever it is completed. Okay. So that's how you do it on a grand scale, right? That's how you handle it on your checklist templates that are going to be applied to all of your opportunities. But then you want to also turn it on within the individual opportunity. What I mean is, even though you've set up client updates here within your templates, it is defaulted to off. Let's go over here. Let's go back to our pipeline. I think our little guy was closed over here. So let's go grab him and drop him in the appointment phase so that we'll have Oop, I didn't quite grab him just right. There we go. Appointment. So I know we have checklist in the appointment phase. He's all the way over here to the left. There we go. Okay, so got my opportunity right here. I'm in the appointment phase. Look, client updates off. The client updates default to off. This is a good thing because what if? What if on that opportunity you go through and you start checking some tasks off, but for that particular client, you don't want the updates to go through to them. So you, as the agent, still have control over those client updates, even though they're on your templates and it's marked to send out. You would need to turn on client updates for each individual opportunity that you want them to be turned on for. It's a fail safe, it's a good thing. So, what we can do is go ahead and open this opportunity. And once you're in here, notice it says client updates in the top right hand corner. So, you would click on client updates and toggle it on. Okay, so now it's on for this particular person. And even though you have your master settings with your time and that it would go out every day, you can adjust it right here if you need to for this particular client. It does default to what you had in your original settings, but you can change it for this specific opportunity here. You can even add an additional contact to get these updates. Let's say it's a listing that you have multiple sellers on. Maybe it's an estate sale and you've got an attorney that you also need to be updating or whatever it is. Um, and so you can come in here and add a contact here to receive these updates as you move through the opportunity. You would just click Save Changes, okay? And that would mean that now they are on for this particular opportunity. I'll click on just so you can see it. Now look at the top right. Client updates are now a green on instead of a red off, okay? As you're moving through this opportunity, anything that was already checked in your template as allowing for a client update, that will now send a client update when it is checked off. If you do not check off any tasks, then the next email that goes out in the following day, it just won't go out. If there's no tasks completed within a 24-hour period, the next email update will not go out. Okay? All right. So I'm going to go back out to my pipeline just so you can see it now compared to the other opportunities. Instead of saying client updates off, now it says client updates on. If I jump into my checklist, these had items that were toggled on for client update. Do I have another task? Let me see if I got another task down here. Okay, great. So down here underneath this other task for this particular phase and stage, notice it's toggled off. At any point for this specific opportunity, I can come in and toggle them off, even though on my master template, my checklist template, it's toggled on. I can make that adjustment for this one opportunity, which is good because all clients are different. And some actually, let's say some just require a little extra grace. Maybe they are the type of client that need a little over communication through the process. You can always come in here, add those extra tasks in just for them, things that they want you to do. And you could add that task and make sure that it's toggled on to give them that update on those items. Okay. So you can customize it within the opportunity as well as your checklist templates. And that's it, guys. That is it for our class today. So, again, we went over opportunity marketing. We went over checklists and how to create those on an individual opportunity and also for your checklist templates applied to your stages and your phases. And then also went over client updates and how they can receive those. If you have any questions at all about what we just covered, if you're here with me live, drop those questions in the chat. I'm going to stay here for a couple of minutes and make sure I get those answered for you. If you're watching this back on recording, you can always email us at support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to see how we can help. Thanks for watching.